Welcome back to the Stephen A. Show. Remind you, we're all over social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and of course our official website, thestephenishow.com. If you'd rather watch us, go to our YouTube channel, Stephen A. Show. All right, well, Jonathan Majors claims there's a video proof that he did not strike or injure the woman accusing him of assault, believed to be his ex-girlfriend, per her initial reports by TMZ. On Wednesday, Jonathan's attorney, Prima Chaudhry, filed documents in Manhattan telling the court that what the driver will witness. According to the docs obtained by TMZ, the driver reportedly filmed the alleged video while driving the former couple on March 25th. Maintaining his innocence, Majors representation even said that the woman went to the club following the accusation of domestic violence. The driver reportedly said that he saw the woman attack Jonathan around 1 a.m. while she was attempting to steal his phone. He agreed to testify that he never saw the Creed 3 star hit the alleged victim in any way or any time or even raise his voice. Majors and his attorney said that the driver saw her hitting, scratching, and attacking Jonathan. The driver also revealed that Jonathan asked to stop the car so he could escape. The woman reportedly told police that she broke her finger and suffered a cut behind her ear during the altercation. However, Chaudhry says in the document that they have evidence that that was a complete lie. Chaudhry also says that there are hours of surveillance video footage showing the woman went clubbing, got drunk after Majors left her in the vehicle. The unnamed woman also texted him, accusing him of cheating and threatening suicide. Majors' court filing includes screenshots of CCTV video showing her using her right hand without any issue, the same hand that she said she suffered a broken finger early that night. Video shows her partying throughout the evening, taking shots and drinking glasses of champagne with her friends without any visible sign of injury. After her night at the club was over, Majors claims that she showed up at his home just before 3:30 a.m., called him 32 times, and then sent him angry and jealous text messages, as Majors was not home when she arrived. His attorney says that none of the text messages she sent accused him of hurting her, nor does she mention any alleged injuries. Jonathan eventually called 911 and claimed when the paramedics arrived, the woman repeatedly told them, "I don't know," when they asked what happened to her. Major says that he had found her at his home, half naked and having thrown up, telling him that she had taken a few sleeping pills. In the document, his attorney claims body cam footage shows police interviewing the woman and clearly coaching her to say that Mr. Majors grabbed her by the throat. Chaudhry added that the alleged victim never made that claim to anyone before the officer's direction. Jonathan was arrested on March 25th and charged with misdemeanor assault, aggravated harassment, and attempted assault and harassment. Meanwhile, Chaudhry and Majors want the district attorney to quickly dismiss the false charges against him. However, an exclusive report, Vanity Fair, there are multiple alleged abuse victims of Majors have come forward and are cooperating with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. The Shade Room has reported that the case has already cost him a lot. Majors is reportedly being dropped by his management team, public relations firm, in light of the accusations, and also the U.S. Army also yanked a popular recruiting commercial starring Jonathan. So when you hear these details, what do you think? Because we have this account, and apparently this witness and the video footage, but then now we have these other women are coming out saying that he abused them as well. Lanier, what are your thoughts on all of this?
So you know how I feel about I don't instantly defer to the woman because I'm a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do I gotta ask questions and I need to know. So before this incident, which was the catalyst of everything else, where were these other people?
Mm-hmm.
And why is it that you only waited until now to say something? Because there's a bad habit of one thing starting and then people jumping on a train like it's a trend. Let's keep it all the way funky. I don't know if this man did it or not, but whenever something like this happens, it's never innocent until proven guilty. It's always guilty. And even if you are innocent, you are going to remain guilty for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that you could do about it once that stain is put on you. And even if there was something from his past, when do people, no, let me not say that. There's just this thing of, we know that people make mistakes, but again, where were these people before this situation? And what were those allegations? And why was nothing ever done? You know, whatever. I would just like for people to, you know, use their thinking before any judgments are made. But unfortunately, he's like he's just. It's amazing how you were at a pinnacle, like you were. It was your season.
Yeah.
And now all of that has been taken away, and it might not even be true.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. He hasn't been.
How do you come back from that?
He hasn't been to court. I believe he lost some of his upcoming roles as well.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like you said, it's not innocent before, it's guilty before proven innocent, you know. Adam, what are your thoughts on this?
And we can't hear you.
Thank you. Sorry. I muted myself. So yeah, I don't know too much besides what you just explained, Stephen, but I think, you know, I like Jonathan Majors. I think he's a good actor. I hope they're not true, but I can't really decide on anything until we see what happens, what goes on in the case. One thing I will say, if he is innocent, I think he'll be able to recover his career. And the only reason I say that is because apparently they keep giving Mel Gibson work, and he's yeah. And so if Hollywood doesn't care about what Mel Gibson does for the past like 20 years, I think that'll be easy to forgive an innocent person and get them back in the limelight. So we'll see. And of course, you know, money talks. So if there's money to be had, they'll find a way.
Yeah, I just hate the time, like when you're saying this was his moment, you know.
Yeah.
He had 2 successful movies recently released, with Creed and the Ant-Man one. What's that?
And with like once you're with the Marvel universe, like that's a different spectrum. You know, and you know, people loved his character so much, and it was a villain. Like literally loved his character. So the thought process of creating something specifically for that character because people loved it so much in the Marvel universe, you know, that's a separate entity with other things, because Marvel is just So, you know, I can't. I hope that this gets resolved. But like, you know, like with, you know, unfortunately, you know, especially a stain like this, it's always going to be people who won't let you live it down.
Yeah.
It's always going to be, though, especially with the help of the internet, and people will never, ever let you live it down.
Yeah. Pray the truth comes out. All right, well, former NBA basketball coach Phil Jackson, he got super real while speaking with Rick Rubin earlier this month for a podcast interview. This is now going viral for some comments that Jackson made about the BML movement, including BML slogans and logos popping up in the NBA. During a sit-down with Rubin, the iconic head coach, who retired in 2011 after winning 11 championships throughout his career with Chicago Bulls and Los Angeles Lakers, stemming from the 90s through early 2010s, revealed that he has not watched NBA games since 2020. So host Rick Rubin asked, do you still watch a lot of basketball or no? When and did you stop immediately from the time you stopped coaching? And he abruptly blurted out, no, I don't. And then the second question, he said, no, I don't. I watched how the game evolved and decided when they went into the lockdown year and they did something that was kind of wanky. They did a bubble down in Orlando, and all the teams that could qualify went down there and stayed there. Jackson continued and mentioned the BML slogans popping up on NBA. He said, and then they had things on their back like justice, and a little funny thing like justice just went to basketball and equal opportunity knocked him down. And somebody had another name for a guy who has on the back of his jersey, he had some slogan. So my grandkids thought that was pretty funny to play up on those names, so I couldn't watch that. Ruben then asked, "Do you feel like it made a little of the game, like it made it like a sideshow? What do you think? What was it turned you off?" And he said it was. They even had slogans on the floor, on the baseline. It was catering. I was trying to cater. They were trying to cater to the audience or try to bring a certain audience into play. And they don't know that it was turning people off. People want to see sports, not non-political. And he went on to talk about how there have been players who have gone on to be in politics, but they kept their politics off the court. And so pretty much he was saying that when they started posting the justice slogans and things like that, it turned them off because people wanted to watch sports and not be political. So Adam, he's gotten some backlash from some of the players and some of the commentators. But does he have a point that people, I know there are a lot of celebrities like they don't usually get into politics because they want their music or their movie to be like their escape, from the day to day. And he feels like NBA was catering to the moment by adding the slogans. What do you think about all that?
Well, I mean, if the audience is people who want justice in the country,
yeah,
what he's worried about, then that's silly. So of course this is like another old person makes racist comments and doesn't see anything wrong with it, but he's definitely wrong. Like, players can do what they want. They don't have to be political, and they can be political. It's their life. It's their job. It's not their job. Sorry, it's their life. It's their career. They can do what they want to do with their career, and the industry can do what it wants to do. And it also sounds like he's a little not anti-vax, but he was kind of saying it's silly to keep the game going on during a pandemic, which again, it sounds like another old guy making comments that are very inappropriate. I'm fine with celebrities and actors making the comments. LeBron got made fun of a lot or criticized a lot when he was catering to China after something came out with the NBA, and he said, we love China, whatever. That's people are going to make their decisions. So if he's worried, if this is the hill he wants to die on, it seems like a really bad choice.
Lanier?
So there's two things, that have, actually it's a few things. The NBA is more fluid when it comes to players expressing themselves versus the NFL.
Right.
The NBA is definitely more fluid with that. The NBA also saw an opportunity to capitalize off of the movement. That's one. People always complain. It's like a double-edged sword. You damn if you do, you damn if you don't. People will complain that celebrities do not speak out against X, Y, and Z, and their voices are important because they have money, they have whatever. When those said celebrities do turn around and speak out, then it's a problem. You need to shut up and dribble. You need to shut up and sing. You need to shut up and just do whatever it is that you do and stay out of this. So it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But at the end of the day, I'm supposed to be an American citizen, and I have free will, and I have the right to X, Y, and Z. And I can use my platform for either good or bad or indifferent. Depends on the person. And, that's why some people back in the day never wanted people to know their political affiliations. But unfortunately, a Pandora's box was opened during a certain time and it can't be closed. And you get to really see people who have hid all these years, who are no longer hiding. And then they get offended when they're called out on their BS because you had a whole slew of Black men who have gotten you millions of dollars, who have made you millions of dollars with beaten and tattered bodies, like night in and day out. Those same Black men have cousins and uncles and aunts who have been affected in some form of fashion by stuff that goes on in these streets that you're not used to, that you don't know about. So Phil Jackson can go have several seats in the geriatric unit and enjoy himself, because I don't think your grandkids were laughing about that. I think they probably were laughing at you.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, people have a platform, and we're living in different times. One, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Two, we are witnessing someone being killed on camera. You know, we found out about Brian Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, all back to back. You know what I mean? And so the NBA wasn't the only team that was speaking up. I was getting emails from Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, you know, all showing support for the movement. So yeah, he should have kept that one to himself. Should never kept this one to himself. All right, well, this last story is kind of wild. So a Texas man was repeatedly sentenced for life in prison for being arrested and charged with his ninth DWI charge, driving while intoxicated. The man has been since identified as 50-year-old Christopher Farron Stanford of Weatherford. And when asked by a jury about how he racked up 9 charges of the same crime, he claimed that he was very unlucky, rather than being irresponsible for driving under influence, let alone have an alcohol problem. So as his latest DWI charge, it dates back to August 15th of 2020, where he was driving intoxicated, crashed into an intersection of FM 51 and SH 171, which sits just south of Weatherford. Investigators learned that his car had sped through a red light where it entered another vehicle on the road. Upon crashing his car, he fled the scene on foot. Investigators claimed that he reportedly told the other driver, that he had to leave quickly because he was about to get in trouble. About 30 minutes after the crash, he was discovered with ripped jeans, shirt, because he had jumped over a barbed wire fence. Local authorities also claimed that he tried to headbutt the emergency first responder who was trying to treat his injuries. Upon being arrested, police discovered that his blood alcohol concentration level was 0.267, which is more than 3 times the limit. It was reported that after pleading guilty to a felony driving while intoxicated charge, he chose to have the Parker County jury give him a punishment of life in prison. After his 15th year served, he's eligible for parole, but again, once his time is served, plus good time credit. Now, the final decision will be up to the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles. Meanwhile, Stanford had previously been sentenced 4 times to prison for his DWI charges in Dallas, Rockwall, Tarrant, and Johnson counties. They said his record shows that he was going to continue to endangering communities throughout the Metroplex unless he was locked up. So, do you think that life in prison was an appropriate punishment for this repeated offender, Linnea?
I swear I'm never going back to Texas. Texas or Florida. The whole system needs to spend life in prison because he shouldn't have made it past 1 DUI. You're just literally waiting for him to kill somebody. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, and I hate to say it, when you have somebody who is like a constant threat like that, they never be the one to get taken up out of here. They always take somebody else up out of here. It's never them. They get to live. And it's not fair. So I blame the system for not handling that. And, you know, maybe if he gets not maybe nothing. Like, I don't even know what you do with somebody like that, because obviously he don't care. He ain't got no help. So what do you do with a person like that? Is there a thing to have some kind of surgery to take away the urge for liquor? I don't know. Maybe if you castrate him, he won't drink no more.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Adam, what you
I won't go as far as mutilation, but yeah, there has to be something. This shows a failing of the system. They charged him multiple times, and instead of finding ways to get him help, they just let him go. As for the charge, if I heard you correctly, he chose to get life in prison.
Because after
he wasn't going to stop drinking.
Yeah, so I think he knew what was up, and I think he was ready just to kind of end it there. So, I mean, I think that the charge is just because he asked for it. But I also think there's definitely it shows a big failing in the system to let someone get to this level of 9 DWIs.
Yeah, and thank God that person that he hit was okay. But he was okay. Obviously, he was able to flee on foot. I bet he came out of that alcohol state as soon as he hit that car, though.
But now my insurance gonna go up because you hit me.
Right.
What's the word? Look, a consecutive DWI drinker,
right.
whatever.
Yeah.
You hit me, and now my insurance company, they gonna punish me because of what you did.
Right.
And I wonder if he had car insurance, because they had to know, the car insurance company, who covering you.
Yeah.
Like, who's covering you? Like, what insurance company is covering that type of liability?
We had Adam and I, we used to work together years ago, and we had the guy at our job who he had those things you had to blow into before you
in his car. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't even do that. It don't even sound like they did that, because he shouldn't be able to start the car.
Right.
If he did that, you can't start your car.
Yeah. Be safe out there, everyone. Well, listen, Lydia, thank you as always for Hot Topics. Adam, I will see you on Movie Reviews, and we will be right back after this.